Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to another PalaView Market Research video. Today, we're going to be discussing something very exciting. Because after all, we're in an exciting moment across markets, technology, politics, everything. Donald Trump just got reelected, and you may love him, you may hate him, but we know one thing is for sure. Bitcoin loves him, and you guys love Bitcoin, crypto, and most of all, alt season, right? So yesterday and today we saw Bitcoin break all-time highs, which is interesting for sure, but we all kind of knew this price action was coming, no? We've been stuck in this boring zone for a while. So this moment we are in, or at least are approaching in the not so distant future, is important. And how do we understand what's going on? Because we are entering something called the banana zone, a period where scarce assets are likely to experience radical exponential growth. So in today's video, we are going to break down why and how this activity is occurring in the first place by going really deep into the data, thinking first principles, about how this is all occurring, okay? And just to be super transparent, guys, I'm going to be borrowing a lot of this conversation from Raoul Pal and Real Vision as he coined this term banana zone and created many of the charts we're about to discuss, okay? So with that said, let's dive in, all right? GDP growth, calculated in terms of demographics, looks something like this, okay? It is a summation of population growth, productivity growth, and debt growth. Because an economy's overall production and willingness to take on debt is directly correlated to the dynamics of its population's growth. And when we begin to chart this, we see that labor force participation has been falling for a couple decades. That is shown on the black line here. This is due to an aging population and shown with a pink line, a slowed birth rate. AKA, when there are less people in the workforce, both in real and projected terms, this means the trend rates or projected GDP growth slows, okay? And as a percentage of people involved in the labor force decreases, the government takes on more debt to offset the lack of population growth. So as you can see with the pink line here, as the participation rates decrease, the US government's debt as a percentage of GDP goes up. So how do we pay for these accumulating debts as this increases, right? Well, to service these debts, the Fed prints money. When the Fed prints money, they create liquidity. As the Fed creates liquidity, they debase the dollar. When they debase the dollar, shit tends to inflate, okay? So as we have tracked previously, liquidity is growing at around 8% per year, which means the dollar is being debased at 8% per year. Hence why in this video, I told you that in real terms, when you're measuring the performance of your portfolio, you start counting your portfolio's growth in percentage terms after 8%. So if your portfolio went up 13% in 2022, or so far this year, you effectively went up only 5% in real terms. Okay, guys? So let's take a look at a few more charts. We want to understand when alt season is coming, right? That's what we care about the most, especially because not all of us are, having millions of dollars where gains with big cap tokens are really, really appealing, right? So we want to understand when is alt season coming. And as we can see here, alt season has barely even begun in this cycle. So that's good. Now, the next thing we want to look at is where is the top, right? Where is the quote unquote top for Bitcoin in this cycle? And as you guys can see, we're actually probably not that close to it. And we're probably going to see a top of Bitcoin somewhere between 150, 200,000 to 450, 500,000. I think that's a pretty good range for where we're likely approaching things over the next, call it 3 to 6 months. And what are and it's really important for us to understand, like, what are the driving factors? What are the fundamental things that are happening that is driving this growth, right? And why do we keep seeing exponential highs, exponential activity in crypto, in Bitcoin as time goes on? And it's really pretty simple because if we look at this, right, this is showing you crypto users, internet users, like basically the adoption of crypto, right? And as you can see, this white line here, guys, shows the total internet users in the first year of the internet all the way to the 10th year of the internet, right? And we can see the first 8 years of of crypto and crypto use in this blue line. So we can already see that the adoption of crypto is actually faster. You see 137% annual growth rate versus a 76% annual growth rate. The adoption of crypto is faster than what the internet was in its first 8 years. Huge, 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 right? So, what we're going to continue to see is more and more adoption, right? And right now we're, I guess, at around 550 million, I would guess, and we're probably going to approach a full billion by 2026. It's probably going to double between now and 2026, 2027. Okay. And so, again, let's like if we visualize these banana zones, right, and contrast them against these boring zones that have occurred in 2011, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2019, 2020, 2022, 2024, we are just a beginning to enter, like we're already around here, right? With this 82, 83K Bitcoin that's already happening, right? So as crazy as this sounds, we may not be, or we may not be late to this party at all, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys? Exciting moment, exciting stuff happening. All right. And I want you guys to be prepared. I want you to, really take advantage of this moment and let's just have some fun out there. Okay. Hope you guys are doing great. Let's have a good Monday. Let's start this week strong. I'll see you guys soon. Later, guys.